Hey,
Hey! Oh boy. Sorry for getting a hold of you so late. It's just I hadn't been checking through Skype and everything, so I apologize for that.
that's fine.
Mm. Are you streaming right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The stream started. Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to the live stream. I just left YouTube forever. Mm.
Huh. So you wanna talk about that for a bit?
Yeah. So the reason why I left YouTube was because I feel like there's only so much that you can get out of it. Like some people, they're just, really good at just making stuff up and continuing to make a whole bunch of different ideas and arguments and argue for things they don't really agree with. And they just never end. But like, I feel like once you get to that point where you can't progress, where you don't feel that you can progress your content anymore, and that you don't have any ideas that you really want to do, why are you not just going to another medium or trying to find something that, will be even more fulfilling? Like, if it's not fulfilling to do anymore, and if it's only taking away, then why do you continue doing it? And so I had this realization that it was one of those things where I was so obsessed with it, even though I wasn't getting anything out of it anymore, and so I just left.
That's a fair point. I mean, nowadays I'm starting to just feel like modern day YouTube is just an unwinnable game, if that makes any sense.
Mm. Yeah, I think people, they can win something out of YouTube by expressing what they want to express. You can get personal satisfaction from that. But if you try to, become successful or become, this amazing YouTube star, then it's just not going to happen. It's hard enough to gain an audience in general, let alone gaining one that's going to sustain you financially. YouTube now, it's about reaction channels, it's about toy channels, it's about the Jake Paulers of the world. They don't want someone who's creative making something cool. So nowadays with the algorithm and with what people are searching for, it's one of those things where it's almost like rigged against you.
Yeah, definitely.
Hmm. Oh boy. I'm looking at this game right now, and this character you're creating is really good.
Oh yeah, they actually have like a red skin tone. I was like, okay, I know what I'm picking.
I like how all of your iconography is just like dark or dark brown, like with some red sprinkled in, or just straight up dark red. Like it's like everything. All of your iconography uses some form of red.
Yeah, it's just something I just went with. I don't know,
Mm.
something to at least, I don't know, have me stand out.
Mm. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of cartoons from the '90s. Actually, like the whole art style that's presented on your channel. It looks a lot like '90s comics characters, or some B tier cartoon. Oh,
Hmm.
and by the way, me saying B tier isn't saying that your art style is bad. It's saying that like it's a type of art style that I feel like would have had like a less popular show on the network back then.
Oh no, I get it. You're not trying to be malicious or anything like that. Oh, I also made you. Hold on.
Oh
So
boy.
you can make like another character called a pawn. There you are. I can pick you up.
Oh boy.
It just threw you. You're okay though. You're fine. You're like my Atreus. Love to destroy.
This
Boy.
is. I'm learning many things on this quest.
Yes. This is a pretty accurate depiction of the last 2 years.
Yes, of course. Oh no!
But no, I liked the time that we spent.
Mm. Yeah, like my channel's gone through so many different iterations and genres throughout time. Like it feels like it's always been changing. So it's kind of weird to go back and look at how like the styles would just radically shift. Like you were around for that point because you've probably like the oldest viewer of my channel who I still talk to at this point. So it's like if you go back all the way through, it's just changed so much over the years. Um, and I think it's just really interesting to know that like the website has all of that archive, like all of that is saved, and so I can just go back and find out, you know, what person I was at that time. And I think that's one of the cool things about YouTube. Like once you've moved on from it, you just have entire years that are saved there forever.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
I was actually rewatching some like old YouTubers because that one video I did about like NeuroSQ talking about the AVG or Irate Gamer, it just got me like really nostalgic. So I just started watching some old YouTubers from like back in the day, Go 708.
Talking about Irate Gamer in 2019.
I know. At this point, I think he's just doing it on purpose. He's just being a provocateur. Because a lot of the stuff that he pointed out was just like easy givens. Like in the video that he was talking about, Larry was like talking about Eric Gamer, all these how he ripped off like AVGN and all that, and he made this joke about Ralph Baer coming back from the dead, and he shows this email that was from like it was from like an anti-Irate Gamer blog. It was a joke blog, and Neuros believed it. He thought that that was like an actual email from Ralph Baer, the inventor of the Magnavox Odyssey. He was that upset that some nobody back in 2011 criticized his creation. And that was like, it's like, come on, man.
Oh no! This is why? Why?
Like, there's no other evidence that it came from anywhere else but the blog that Larry got it from. So
Yeah.
how could he? You have to be just completely brain dead to not understand that. And I'm not the smartest guy. He has to be trolling. I don't feel like this is a real person anymore.
Yeah, I agree. Like, are there people who are this dumb that exist? Like,
maybe, but he's really competent at like animation, but how can anyone just get all these points just wrong?
some people have an artistic brain and not necessarily an intellectual brain. That they're good at, you know, putting out pictures and animations and stuff just because they've taught themselves the patterns, but they don't think critically about it, I guess.
So
I've seen people who are Neuros Q is a savant? Huh.
Yeah,
That's
I
well, I think there are people who are in between being a savant. Like a lot of, you know, people who are a bit farther on the autism spectrum, for example, they can be very good at certain skills, but just not understand like sarcasm or social skills in any way.
yeah, and I think he's definitely on the spectrum somehow or somewhere.
Yeah. I can't wait for all the hate comments to tell you that you're a Spectrum hater for diagnosing somebody.
Okay, well, I'm not diagnosing. I'm just assuming that, just from what I've seen and from having autism myself, he just has all the symptoms. I'm not for certain. Okay, I'm gonna state that just in my opinion, I feel that he has some sort of autism. Oh, geez, for these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm just saying, comments, a lot of commenters from, like, you know, the Autism Speaks community, they don't want to hear that.
Autism speaks the sham. We all.
It is.
Yeah, it really is. Just to speak truly or truthfully.
And so many people support it, that's the thing. Like, my YouTube channel was basically just Autism Speaks, but good. I gotta wrap it around somehow. You know, it feels like they just don't, you know, they just don't care for the subject that they're talking about. And you know, they've done a lot of negative things. This is not the post autism stream with DC Dog. This is the post YouTube stream. So I'm gonna ask you, how do you feel like about your channel going into the future?
To be honest, I don't know if I'll continue uploading, but I'm probably not gonna maybe get like too into it now. I'll probably be more relaxed about it and not take all this so seriously. And as soon as I say that, I'll say something or do something that'll get me kicked off of YouTube.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever get kicked off of YouTube just because your content isn't like edgy enough, and also the videos the videos aren't seen by many people.
Yeah, I have you know, it's such a small fan base that I'll probably never have to worry about like saying anything too risque that'll get me banned.
Yeah, it's just like don't put an image of a dildo or something in your video because no one can do that.
Yeah, yeah.
That time you got banned from live streaming, a legend.
Oh my gosh. Hold on, what kind of weapons can I equip? Status.
I remember that one time when we were exposed as alt-right live on stream. Oh jeez. And like you made like an entire thumbnail for it and everything. Oh god, it was so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, fun times. That was a dumb stream, but I really liked it.
Yeah, I did too. Like, we've done so many streams at this point, like, it's crazy. Like, there's just hours and hours of us talking available on the internet.
Yeah, just... I don't know how I'm gonna look back at this, like, years and years in the future. I'm just old.
Yeah, I wonder too, because now my videos can't be taken down, so... You know, unless the channel gets copyright striked, then they're never going anywhere. So how am I gonna, you know, how am I gonna feel about it when I get to a certain age? Hopefully no one makes a cringe compilation of all of the terrible things I've said and then sends it to an employer.
Yeah, that's one of my fears, like any of my employers or future employers finding out about this.
Luckily, you have not done a face reveal, and you've not released your name, so I doubt it.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just looking back through these videos now. You've done a lot of streams on here. I need to actually go back and watch like some of your solo streams, because those were fun. Like, watching you play video games is always fun for me.
I kind of feel like those are my worst, but, you know, if someone gets enjoyment out of them, that's fine.
I mean, I think those are your least enjoyable out of all of your channel, but I still really like watching them. The actual playthroughs that you did, where you like were trying to show all of the game, was really fun. I liked the Tony Hawk Let's Plays that you did. I watched all of those as they came out. Um, so I think your videos. I don't really know how to explain the appeal other than they're just genuine and old fashioned. And like your personality feels very fun to listen to, even though you're monotone. You know, there's something very special about you as a person, and so I get enjoyment out of that just because you made the video. You know.
Hmm. And that's the thing. I can be very bombastic. I just feel like sometimes it's not really necessary, especially with all these just over the top high energy people on here. Sometimes it's
Mm.
just good to just, just speak truthfully, I guess, would be a way to say without. I don't know, that sounds kind of pretentious now. I think about it.
Mm. I think it sounds fine. I think it's one of those things where, like, if you're able to tell the truth, then somebody's going to latch on to it. Because people like honest people. Because they're not going to lie. They're not going to take you for a fool. So, if you're honest, it shows. People will understand.
Yeah. Sorry if I don't really have much to say. I'm kind of tired, sort of, not really, but I still have energy, so I can
Mm.
probably go on for maybe like an hour or so.
Yeah, that's fine. I like how DZ Dog is the red menace of Tony Hawk's Underground. Very millennial.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
um, but no, I have so much nostalgia for like your playthroughs, like the Tony Hawk ones especially. I never watched Tony Hawk's Underground 2, but I watched all of the Tony Hawk's Underground videos, and like just seeing how you would be able to have fun with the world was so like enjoyable to watch. And Yeah, you've done some really good stuff on here, in my opinion. Like, your videos have gotten me through some tough times.
Really? Oh yeah, I think you
Mhm.
told me about that actually.
Yeah.
Well, as much as I don't really like this, like YouTube, I'm glad that I was able to bring someone some semblance of joy.
Yeah. Your videos and just like you as a person doing shows with me. It's been one of the things that I look forward to for a long time. And so I think even though YouTube, it can be weird, it can be bad, it can be ego driven, it can consume a lot of parts of your life that it shouldn't consume. Comments can make you unhealthy, all kinds of things. There's still good that YouTube can do. And I'm happy that YouTube has been able to add to my life, but now I feel like it's a time that I need to move on from.
And that's a very mature outlook to have, especially nowadays with all these kids like just coming on here and just thinking they can just, I don't know, get big, but they end up getting disappointed because that's not how
Becoming
it works
Fortnite
anymore.
streamers.
Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing is that I was looking through some people who I used to know in school in the short time that I was in school, and I looked up because I remembered what their YouTube channels were, and I found this one guy who I didn't really talk to him in school, but like he was somebody who was around. He was an acquaintance, and so I looked at his channel, and like there were like 2 1-hour Fortnite streams every single day for like months, and I was like, this guy thinks he's going to be able to do something with this.
And he
He
might get
thinks
popular for a while, but it never lasts. Like even I got like a really big burst in popularity when I started, but eventually more people kind of came into the not really the click, but the just the kind of subject matter I was talking about for a while, and they were doing it much better than I was. So You know, eventually someone's gonna come along just a lot more skilled than you are. It's just kind of how it is.
Mm. Yeah, like his videos. I don't know why I said his when you're right here. Your videos. The thing that I think got them popular in the beginning was people were looking up these older YouTubers, and you were one of the only people who made a retrospective, and so you were just one of the first things they clicked on, and then eventually they got attached to like your aesthetic and all that. But I don't know, like if I were to make a YouTube channel again, what I would want to do is do videos much less frequently and have like a distinct art style for the channel, like what you do with yours. Like I would want to use like a drawn character and stuff.
Hmm.
Because that's a type of video that is really fun to make. Like there's more creativity that's put in to making a video kind of similar to a cartoon, but
Oh
also
yeah,
reviewing something.
the whole kind of, I guess, character based kind of like commentary videos like Nero's Q. That's probably the only thing I can really compliment him on aside from his animation is that he creates this little character. And same with like Pan and other guys like that.
Yeah,
Adds their personality.
yeah, it creates a whole new character in and of itself, and like it's really cool. Um, and I don't know. I think that's what I would want to do, or I would just want to straight up just talk about anime only, and like just make vlogs and stuff about like stuff that I'm watching, and have it just be very simple like that. And then sometimes, maybe I released this footage of somewhere where I traveled to, something very simple that doesn't consume a whole lot of time. But I doubt that I'm going to join YouTube again for a long time. But if I do, I would want to do content that was, that was very simple and didn't consume up a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. Gosh. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh jeez. Yeah, this is by the way, this game's called Dragon's Dogma. Mark actually told me about this years ago when it was like still kind of new.
Mm.
And I only recently gotten around to buying and playing it. It's really fun. I like it.
It looks kind of like Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's a lot of the that's the one thing that people have been comparing it to. And it kind of is. It's got that kind of roguelike feel to it where like enemies can just one shot hit you. Like crit hit you, but not quite.
Yeah, this looks fun. I need to play this.
It's really hard though, so just a warning. Even like on the easiest difficulty, you can still like get just like murdered by everything.
So it's like Dark Souls.
As much as I hate using that comparison, yeah, it's Dark Souls.
It's Dark Souls,
Dark Souls
hard.
made by Capcom.
Oh no!
This is post Mighty Number 9 or pre Mighty Number 9 actually. Excuse me. So this is before they just went completely to shit.
When the new Resident Evil comes out, you need to make a video called "It's Dark Souls but made by Capcom." Oh,
I don't know if I'll
God.
ever do a review again. I mean, I kind of want to, even though I kind of feel like my reviewing style isn't really the best, but I might give it another shot.
Yeah, reviews were always the most fun thing to do. I don't know, like being able to write about a piece of media that you watched. It feels really good. Also, I can hear myself in the background.
Oh, yeah, I should probably turn you down a bit. Thought I turned you down, but guess I didn't. Alright, let's try this. Alright, how about now?
Okay, let me see here. Yeah, it's not doing it anymore.
Okay, yeah, I've been having that problem in the last video. People were
Very
echoey.
Very professional live stream.
I know, I'm so amazing. I should be like the Paul brothers or whoever. I don't know who's popular nowadays.
I'm going to be so amazing that I'm like the Paul brother. Oh no!
Oh jeez. Uh, I don't get how people can just like obsess over those guys.
Have you heard about the new Jake Paul scandal?
Oh, was it the gambling? Was it
Yeah,
like with like rice gum?
yeah.
Whatever.
He literally was advertising gambling to children.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, it was like, and there were like 8-year-olds in the comments saying that they did it and like didn't win anything.
Because it's a scam.
This is hundreds of dollars. And like these people, they trust Jake. When Jake advertises something to them, they trust him. And so of course they do what he says because they look up to him and they want to be like the fucking cartoon character.
And I'm kind of glad that I don't have that kind of effect on people.
Yeah, it's because people who aren't 12, are they're not on these types of channels. Like, if you're making videos about retro content, for example, the majority of people who are watching it will be in their late 20s.
Right.
So, like, you won't have to worry about it.
Serves 1 million views. Was that you, Logan? You posted?
No, oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
That would be funny if someone actually said that. No, this is my new YouTube account. I was just testing it out.
Oh, okay.
Support the stream at Streamlabs. Somebody needs to donate $1 million to the stream.
I don't know. I've been trying to use Streamlabs. It's okay. It's different. I'll probably get used to it.
Technically, I can still live stream on my channel, because I have the code. I have the YouTube code, so at any time I could live stream on there, but I literally can't do anything else.
Just do I don't know, slice of life live streams. Just walk around.
Yeah, that could be nice. But I don't know. Like I said, if I ever do come back to YouTube, it won't be on my old channel, and it won't be for a long time.
Fair enough. Okay, where am I going? I gotta go that way. Just like picking up and throwing things in this game. Every game needs to do that. Pick up random people and things and just throw it. Like, look at this. Didn't need to do that, but it could.
That deserves 1 million views.
I can't imagine being that big, and frankly, it just seems tiring after a while.
Yeah. Like, the day I left, my channel hit 800 subscribers, which is more subscribers than I've ever had, and like, it felt like for the next, few months, I was just going to be waiting to hit 1,000. I don't think that's satisfaction or, enjoyment. That's just craving one thing, and then when you eventually get it, you just want something else,
Exactly.
That's what YouTube is. It's just a constant numbers game that you never win because you're always waiting for it to go up, and it's always infinite. It can always keep going up.
It's a Skinner box. I think that's the term.
And like, once I realized this, I like the entire idea of YouTube, like the number side of YouTube making me happy, was just out of the window because you know, I knew it was just suffering. Like, that's all it was. It was just, you know, wanting more views, wanting more subscribers, you know, that consumes a person. I don't mean to be dramatic here, but like, a lot of people it has consumed. I don't want any part of that.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't know, for me it's hard not to pay attention to those things. Even though I don't make clickbait and I don't make videos that are just made to get views, I still pay attention to that and I still want to find ways to get views, even though, you know, I'm not going to with the types of videos that I make.
I'm surprised that I don't know, my nearest Q video got any views, but it got like what, like 14?
I think it got 40 last time I
40.
checked. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't expect it to even get that high to like break past 20.
Yeah. It's a lot of the time the videos get shared by people, and because it's a relevant subject, that's probably why. Like, the only reason my videos got views is because they got shared to people. Like, I would get 100 views per video no matter what I was talking about for the most part, and it's just because my videos got shared a lot. Like, I was in this one Discord server briefly that was run by a guy who was a fan of my channel, and like, he had a literal RSS feed that would post a video from YouTube each time it comes out into the server, and so he had in that RSS feed my channel as well. So every time I posted, it would be posted in the Discord, and then all the people in the Discord would watch it. So like, and this isn't my Discord. This is somebody else's Discord that they made independent of me. So like, knowing that that can happen, or like that people, you know, can be dedicated enough to share them each time, I think it makes sense to me how the videos would gain, you know, views over time. But it just depends on who sees it and who wants to share it, you know.
Yeah.
I guess
Shadow of the Colossus. I'm jumping on this guy right now. Oh jeez.
Oh boy.
Oh, ow.
Yeah, I guess one of the main things that I had holding my videos up is that it was a unique perspective. Like, I think that's the reason why it got shared, was that, you know, somebody was coming at things from a unique angle, or like I was making something that was different than most of like the big YouTubers. And for that I'm proud, but like, I don't know, it just got so consuming over time.
Yeah, it's just fame, I guess. Everyone loves that limelight.
Even if it's just a little bit of it, like, some people, they get a rush from getting 5 likes on a tweet, you know? It doesn't mean anything.
I know.
You're not really impacting someone's life, it's just, you know, you're getting attention. Like, what I want to do is impact people's lives in the real world in a positive way, you know? Like, I want to be able to donate all of my extra money, for example. Like, when I have disposable income, I'm gonna try to make sure my living, like my means, I'm taking care of. Like, I have, you know, a place to sleep, I have food, etc. But all that's left over, you know, I just want to be able to donate it, or to save it to, you know, eventually be able to build something bigger, you know, for others. And, you know, this sounds really lofty and like, oh, New Year's resolution, always wants to do something that they're not gonna do, but like, I don't know, I feel really good when I help people, and so I want to try and make it to where as much of my life can be that.
Well, you'll find something eventually. It may not be exactly what you want, but sometimes it'll be exactly what you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm just watching this battle. This is very intense.
Yeah, this freaking troll. What the heck is it doing? He's grabbing onto. Oh no! Let go of my healer. Oh, and they're dead. But I can revive them. So whatever.
Mm.
Oh wait, my healer's okay. Never mind. It was the sword guy. I don't know classes. I didn't finish class. I didn't finish college.
Oh no! I dropped out of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking of maybe either going back or not. I just kind of. I wish I had like this exact, I guess, like plan of what I want to do exactly. But I'll figure something out.
Yeah, you aren't going to go back for art history again.
Oh hell no!
Except,
Why did I do that?
except this time you're getting an art history PhD.
I only be useful for teaching art history.
That's to other people who aren't going to use their degree and or teach art history.
What an idiot I was. I mean, I'm not that smart now, but still, back then, wow.
I don't know. I remember you describing it as something that you did just because you were interested in the subject.
Yeah, I was interested in it, but I could have like studied that while I was doing something more productive. Like I could have gotten at least an associate's degree by, like, you know, this point. It's something
Yeah.
that I could have used.
Yeah. The sad thing about college though is that it puts everybody in debt.
Yeah.
You know, so it makes it to where you're constantly trying to, you know, pay off this thing that's never going to be paid off because it's just so much money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why what I want to do is try to have like the smallest amount of debt as I possibly can.
It's really good, especially nowadays, for everyone's in debt in some way or another.
You know, in a lot of ways, debts are actually preventing people from, you know, doing useful or productive things. Like, because they're focused so much on paying off that debt, they don't actually, you know, make the extra step to, you know, focus on themselves or to do something that benefits other people. They're just focused on paying off that debt because it's scary to have, you know.
It is, and
Like,
you don't have a job to actually, you know, make that money, so it just kind of leaves you in this weird, like, paradox.
yeah, because like for a lot of people, especially living in bigger cities, you know, it's hard to get hired when you haven't had enough job experience. And, you know, you want to, but you keep applying to all of these different places and they don't hire you, you know?
Oh, did I
Oh
survive?
boy.
Like, knocked us off. Okay, well, I survived. I don't know about everyone else. Fall damage is really weird in this game. Oh, he's dead! Yes, we did it. We knocked him off, but, you know, we helped, even though it was gravity. This game is weird, like, fall damage. What's this? You can't carry... I don't... Okay, fine. What else to talk about? Speaking of which, Mark, like, I was talking, in the other stream, he got, like, a degree in, like, medical coding or something like that, and now he's having trouble finding a job. Even though he has a useful, I guess, skill or trade that he has.
Yeah, that type of thing is always sad to hear, especially when like the person gets the job and they end up getting fired because there's somebody who's younger and they can pay less, and then you end up being stuck with that degree, but there's no other place that you can get a job at around you. So you either have to leave all of your friends and family just to continue working, or you know, massively reduce your means by going to a job that pays minimum wage. And that's what a lot of people have to do. But minimum wage isn't something you can live on, so you just end up being trapped between this, like, you know, force of having to pay debt while simultaneously, you know, not being able to use the degree that you got, you know?
Exactly.
That's why I want to be very careful, because I've learned from a lot of people who weren't, and so now I just need to be very careful.
Yeah, if there's anything you've learned from me, learn not to be like me.
Learn to take art history as a PhD in college, I see.
Oh, Lord.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
I know. Maybe that's just what I should do. I should study theology and become like a pastor somewhere. Just never go back on YouTube.
That's not a bad idea. You know, if you want to dedicate your life to, you know, something that's very passionate for you, then I don't see, you know, how that could go wrong if it's something where you're that passionate about it. Like,
I don't know. I feel like that some kid's gonna find this and then tell their parents, and then they'll see all my weird stuff, and then they'll be like, "Oh, we shouldn't have this guy teaching us about theology. You should kick him out." But I don't know. Maybe I'm just overthinking things.
I don't know. I doubt these videos would be found by anybody. Like, you only have 200 plus subscribers. Nobody's gonna find your Fur Affinity account and know it's you.
Oh, I nuked it. So.
Oh, it's gone now?
Yeah, I took it down.
Whoa!
I didn't want any you know, loose ends, any paper trail, whatever. Didn't want any connections to my past. Just wanted to move on.
Man, I never read through all of the, what's it called, the notes on there? Like, what is the Fur Affinity, like, diary thing that they have on there?
It's
the same as... Yeah, the journals. I never read through all the journals to find the deep DZ dog lore.
Oh, well, now you never will, because it is gone. It wasn't anything, like, really bad or major. It was just, like, me complaining about stuff on Fur Affinity and occasionally talking about a game that I was interested in. And sometimes I would threaten to leave, even though I've just returned, but now I'm finally gone for good. Because that's kind of a joke in the furry fandom. You never really leave, you just come back in a different form.
Yeah, like on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. I basically just replaced Fur Affinity with YouTube.
Wow. Oh, God.
Yeah. What a life. But no, I've enjoyed it here, even though I've kind of just been using it as just something to do while I was looking for a job at the time.
Yeah.
It's become more than that.
A lot of people and things that I was introduced to, I would have never been introduced to without this platform, and so, you know, that's something that I'll never forget.
Yeah, and all the crazy stuff that's happened online, of course, but...
Turkey Tom. Disco Spider.
Just your entire gaggle of friends.
Yeah.
But it was
hey,
fun.
don't pin Disco Spider and Turkey Tom on me. Those were Austin's friends.
Oh yeah, that's true. That was your group, or not? It was Trench's group, not your group.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's behind me now. All that nonsense.
D-pad rises again.
I don't know. Maybe.
D-pad live streams, except now it's just group Bible studies.
That I could do. I don't know, maybe I'll look into doing, like, getting a theology degree or something involving, like, theology. Because I've been thinking
Yeah.
about it for a while.
I
And
think you would be a good priest.
really, I feel like everyone just get really bored with my monotonal voice and just start falling asleep.
I don't know.
I can raise
I
my
think
voice. I can get loud. So they won't have to worry about that.
yeah. I don't think you'd have a problem, you know, as long as you're passionate about it.
I almost got bored by that leech creature. Let's go. Can we just run past everything? I think you can do that for like most monsters. Okay, yeah. This isn't like most games where you have to stay and there's an invisible wall, you have to fight everything and then run.
This is even better than the Karl Marx anime.
I'm not surprised that that's a thing nowadays.
China needs to expand their influence. Oh dear.
Apparently.
Oh my goodness. I just can't believe the Chinese government is gonna make a Karl Marx anime. That's so cool.
It's definitely different. I'll say that.
Yeah. Because they had the movie, they had the live action movie that was made in like Germany or something. And then now they have this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I'm sure
will
people
this
enjoy
will
it.
this be the thing that brings about the revolution?
If you mean revolution, you mean 20 to 16-year-old girls writing slash fics about Karl Marx. And yeah, Marx X Engels, Marx X Reader, fanfiction. It's gonna help fight the revolution, guys. That and the all the communist furries. This is gonna do it. What even is this generation? This is just a fever dream. This is like something. If I told my child self what would occur in the next like 20 years, he would think that I was like insane.
Karl Marx slash fan fiction. I mean, honestly, Vladimir Lenin was just really good at fan fiction. That's how he did the Russian Revolution. All of his work was Karl Marx fan fiction. I mean, you know, a lot of teenage girls do that, but let's all be real here. Vladimir Lenin was just a trans woman.
Might be able to get a job writing for BuzzFeed with that kind of gumption.
I mean, he was only bald because he was also a very masculine woman. Let's be real here, alright? Vladimir Lenin writing for BuzzFeed. And that would mean Stalin would work for, like, Yahoo or something.
He'd definitely be working for, like, I don't know, Google or YouTube.
Joseph Stalin working for YouTube? Oh, God!
The way they treat their content creators is very, very fitting. I think he would feel right at home.
It's very similar to the act of putting someone in a concentration camp. Oh dear. Oh no.
This situation fits the visuals. Are you running away from these worms? This is my YouTube career.
You're just running away from corporate YouTube.
Yeah, they're trying to swallow me.
Whoa, hey, no, you said you would stop being a furry.
Yeah, okay. No more vor. I'm working on it. I'm trying to break that part of me, that habit. I don't know. I have no problems with furries now. It's just anyone who gets like too just worked up or involved in a group, regardless of what it is, it just
the chromasticators.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. That did not end up well for me. So, you know, people need to learn their lesson from my mistake. Don't join internet discords. Join real life discords.
Yeah, don't join internet discords and don't take art history. for several years.
Wait, for several years you were taking art history?
No, it was only like a year, I think. I'm trying to remember how long I took it. It was just
That's
something I
not
thought it
that
was
bad.
interesting, yeah.
Hmm.
But now
You
looking
were
back, it's
you were treating it like it was this big deal. That's just a year.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like I guess a lot of people feel like that during their like early 20s and their college years. They don't know what they want to do, so they
Hmm.
just do whatever.
You could design a Christian video game.
I'm going to make Temple OS 2.0. That's not nice. I like Terry. I feel sorry for Terry.
I do too. When I watched the Down the Rabbit Hole video, I cried. Like the end of that video was just so sad. Um, like because the thing was is that at the beginning of the video, in the middle half, I kind of felt like, oh, this is just some crazy guy. I don't care. But like by the end of it, I was like, oh, fuck.
Hmm.
Like this is real. You know. And it was really sad watching that video. Like that was the most I've cried at a thing in a while. Um, like it that hit me pretty hard.
Yeah, I usually don't get teary-eyed either during videos, but I don't know. Maybe it was kind of just like a there before the grace go I kind of thing. Like I could have ended up like that. Anyone could end up like that, just losing their sanity, and I don't know. It's just depressing. But
Yeah,
hopefully he's found some peace.
yeah. I would imagine he's in a better place now because his life was filled with a lot of very arduous suffering, and his mind was against him. But I can't imagine he's not in a better place now.
Yeah, I believe that he was saved, but I don't know. I can't really speak about that. Okay, what is this? Gotta help guy. But yeah, Christian video game. It would just be like Harvest Moon, but set in like the biblical days. I
That
don't
would
know what it.
actually be pretty good. Just apply like each character having their own backstory and stuff, and like make the interactions you can have with the characters inside of the city like more detailed, and that would be a great game.
Hmm.
I actually want to play this now. Now that I'm thinking about it.
If I knew anything about game design as outside of like freaking RPG Maker, I would work on it.
Hey, RPG Maker is good. You could do it in RPG Maker.
I could. I don't know. I have to write all this down.
Mm.
It would be like just a really, really arduous process, but I don't know. It's. I'm getting kind of hyped about it just thinking about it now.
Mm. I mean, it is nice to be able to work on one thing for a while.
Yeah. How long have we been going? Let's see. About, I want to say, almost an hour. Come on, Streamlabs. How do you like show the? I don't like this. Let's see the preview. Can I just see the screen? Okay, thank you. It's not showing me the actual time. Come on, Streamlabs. Stop embarrassing me. This
Oh
was a
no.
this is a waste of freaking space of kilobytes. Thanks.
See, this moment right here is just like Dark Side Phil jacking off on stream. It's because it's just a big fail. It's an epic fail. What I'm saying is that you're DSP,
I
DZ
am
dog.
DSP. I'm just a few syllables and letters off from having his name.
I'm a few escorts being bought away from being DSP.
I don't know. I have at least some semblance of self-awareness. I can only say that. Like DSP just thinks he can do whatever, and like he can just wake up in the morning and the day will just like reset itself. Like he's in Groundhog Day. Like nothing will have changed.
Just put your little hand in mine.
But
Um,
no, he doesn't have that. This is the real
I
world.
I sometimes go to DSP's channel and just watch some of his
I used to actually,
videos.
like, no joke, I was actually subscribed to DSP when he first started.
Oh wow.
He actually wasn't that bad when he was first making videos.
Hmm. DSP nostalgia.
Ooh, I don't know if I'll go so far as to say that. I don't know. I'm tempted to like make a video, like a positive DSP video, just talking
Oh
about
my
how he used to be
god.
good.
Please do.
Like,
Whoa.
yeah, he was
That would.
goofy, but he still had like a lot of passion. He felt like he like enjoyed it, as opposed to now where he's just like he needs to do this, otherwise he'll be homeless.
Hmm. Yeah. His old videos used to be less corporatized, I think, based on what I've seen. More just for fun.
Hmm.
But his ego has always been a problem, I think.
Yeah, it's just E-Fame. Once again, full circle. Going back to
Mm.
E-Fame.
Even a small amount of E-fame can be toxic.
I know,
You
it's
know, there
even
were.
poisoned me. And I'm considered like this freaking, I don't know, indie guy. But even I kind of like got like, oh, I want more subscribers for just like a little bit. And
Yeah.
that's when I needed to just go away. That's kind of when I had my, I guess, coming to God moment. I was like, this
Mm.
is not necessary.
Mm. Yeah. Um, like, I had threads written about me on image boards. Like, it got to that point. Um, like, I can read through a thread, that was written about me on Obey-chan. And, let me find, there was a bunch of just weird stuff that was said, like this posted, he says he's responding to just who is this again, and he says an underage fag who thinks being a hikikomori is cool. And I've never claimed that being a hikikomori was cool. In fact, I've said that it's dangerous. I've said that it's risky. Like, I've criticized it. And, like, he just gets this out of my videos, and then there's a bunch of other, like, talking shit for, like, things I've said in the past or just who I was in the past. And, you know, like, this is a thread on an image board, you know? Like, it's weird.
Hmm. Those are image boards. That's what happens. People just.
But like, this is about me. That's the weird thing.
I know, like, out of all the people to talk about, just some nobody. Like, I'm surprised I haven't gotten, like, into any just nonsense.
Yeah, I gotta become a furry.
Yeah, that's for all the craziness. There really is a lot of craziness. This one guy, Carthenix, I think that's his name. He's like has a dragon as his OC. He like does a lot of furry YouTube videos, or at least he used to. He made this video talking about how he was like leaving the fandom, and it was like just really dramatic. But I kind of understand where he's coming from because it's just insane how far some people will just take things.
Yeah, and a lot of people in the transgender community just act like children, and they have all of this terrible teen drama, even though these people are in their 20s. And I think it's, it's just a fault of their emotionality, and their, I don't want to say mental illness, but
Mental illness. There, I said it. I said it. Uh oh. Uh oh. DZ Dog's a transphobe. Why don't you put that on a BuzzFeed yellow or red, blue, green? Who
yeah,
cares?
Lennon's gonna write his next article about that right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, jeez. Now we know who's going in the gulag.
That's
Um,
cool. I like solitude.
I like solitude.
I'll just grow my beard out like this, even though it wouldn't grow this nicely.
Mm.
It would look all scraggly and gross. I can't grow a beard very well. It looks just disgusting on me.
I don't understand why they have such a big problem with calling it a mental illness when that doesn't mean it can't be treated
Mm-hmm.
by changing your body or whatever you want to do, but it still is a mental illness because this is something that's actively making you depressed, making you self harm, making your life as a whole worse because you have to experience it in this specific way or else you're not happy. Like trans people, they feel dysphoria from their body because they don't feel connected to it, and so they disassociate and it feels gross to them, it makes them upset. I don't know, but a lot of psychologists say that anxiety and depression are a product of not accepting, you know, your environment or who you are. And like, how can trans not fall into that same category of mental illness if it's doing the exact same thing? Like, this is a persistent impairment upon your life. It's making your life worse, and that's making you more mentally unstable. It's literally a mental illness.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's just people are just really protective, I guess,
Yeah,
of that group.
and which I mean I understand because they don't want their lifestyle to be painted in a way that makes them look like they're crazy or something, you know. That's why most people who have, say, schizophrenia, they don't want to talk about it because people think all schizophrenics are killers. That's not true, but
Mm-hmm.
they have that reputation, so people don't want to talk about it. So in the trans community, it's kind of similar where, you know, people have this reputation of them as like I don't know, people who work in the sex industry or something, because that's how they've been advertised in the public, even though most of them are just people trying to live their life. So that what they want to do to counter this idea is to say like, you know, we were born this way and all this stuff, and like, you know, it's not a mental illness, you just have a different brain, even though science has stated that a male and female brain aren't actually real things. Like there's like biological you know, differences in chemicals, but like the idea of a brain specifically being like male or female just isn't a thing. And that's the main defense that they use of this argument, is that it is like, oh, I'm just have a female brain born in a male body, and it's like, no, that's not a real thing. And so, you know, they try to find all of these ways to justify their existence because that's the only way people can accept it, is in a very simple, easy to understand fashion. But the thing is that it's not that simple. And sometimes being converted out of those feelings does help. I've known somebody who I encouraged them to get therapy to stop their dysphoria, and now their dysphoria is gone. Like, it can happen. It's just people, you know, they're too unwilling to accept that a more nuanced debate on it exists. And I understand why. It's because the more nuanced it gets, the more sides there are. You can't automatically say, you know, the person against you is bad or wrong. And the problem with not being able to automatically say that is you end up having less freedom, potentially. Your movement has less freedom because, like, you know, maybe if people have this more nuanced opinion, then you're not going to be able to use the bathroom there, even though that shouldn't be a debate about this. Sometimes it influences an opinion like that. And so, like, I feel like in order to have more control over the collective consciousness, what they end up doing is just making these arguments that aren't based on like solid facts or anything. They just do it because that's what they have to say in order for their group to be accepted.
I can't agree more. Yeah, it's I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just that in-group out-group mentality.
Yeah.
I'm just doing some boring stuff. I'm just upgrading equipment right now. This is exciting, guys.
Oh boy.
Okay. There we go.
my real goal is to become Trevor from GTA 5.
It's good to have dreams. Good to have goals.
It's good to have dreams. Or as I would say, it's good to have creams.
Oh, Pan.
Pan is a normie. I don't watch his content anymore.
He kind of has become a normie, but that's kind of expected. You know, once you reach a certain level, I guess, of E-fame.
This is why no one should ever get E-fame and just be bitter incels for the rest of their life.
No, but that's what you need to do. Go ahead. You.
No, this is a joke.
I know, I'm joking. I'm joking too.
Ooh.
Yeah, incels, I get it, you want to be normal, but, you know, just gotta accept yourself that you're probably never going to be normal, and that's what I've done with myself, just realize that I'm just a weirdo.
I think people should never give up on trying to, find the person that they love. The problem is that incels are failed normies who don't know how to be normies. But you can teach yourself how to be a normie. You may not make yourself unweird, but you can teach yourself how to be a normie. You can teach yourself how to have a girlfriend and all these other things, It's just that they're not willing to take that step, or they don't know how to take that step, or they, in order to prevent the unknown from occurring, what they have to do is say, like, I'm just never going to get a woman because of my facial structure. Well, no, you're never going to get a woman because you're afraid of failure. And so
that's 90% of your life is going to be failure.
Yeah. So if you're unable to create that experience for yourself, then you're not going to be able to get through. And they just have all these mental blocks that they create for themselves, and they give up. They're just normies who gave up. But they don't. It doesn't have to be like that. That's the thing.
What else? There we go.
17th worst Simpsons game ever. Night of the Living Treehouse of Horror.
Okay, yeah, that video. That was pretty good.
I'm gonna watch this later because I never watched this. I wonder if he's
watching.
Let's see. When did I stop watching? Let me go back through. I'm pretty sure it was at the Incredibles game video.
Oh yeah, I didn't really like that one all that much.
I thought it was pretty good.
It was okay.
Cyberbullied by fellow Mexicans on Fortnite.
Yeah. Oh, no. He still has it. He still has a little bit of his just goofiness.
I wish he made more Let's Plays. He hasn't done one in so long. Those were my some of my favorite videos on all of YouTube. Oh, what an incel. People give me shit because I always refer to Digibro's old videos as being an incel. And people, they get offended when I say that. Even though Digibro literally used to be an incel. By definition, he was an incel.
I don't know. People just like to get angry nowadays just for the most petty stuff.
Yeah. I wonder, I liked how somebody in my comments section referred to me as an incel, even though I've dated 5 different people this year. So I don't really get where he was coming from at all.
It's just like cuck. It's just a term that gets thrown around. It just loses all meaning.
Yeah. I like how I get called an SJW in my comments as well. Do I seem like an SJW to you?
No.
Yeah, people in my comment section tell me that I'm an SJW.
kind of like my old pants.
You
There
know,
used to be like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a skin option for like outfits that they do in other games. That's the only problem I have with this game.
no, I think that that as you get bigger on the platform, the less and less people actually understand your videos because they aren't watching them.
Mm-hmm.
If someone just shows up because of one video you did, they're not necessarily going to have the context for the next video that comes out. So they're going to see you be super weird, and they're not going to be prepared for it. And so they're going to throw all these different insults and all kinds of things like it was a surprise. But if they just knew about the other videos and if they understood them for what they were, then they wouldn't have been so negative in the first place. Like, I've realized, like, over, like, the past month, my comment section basically turned to shit because I was just having constant negative comments, and so, it was really weird to me because if I got any comments, they would usually just be, like, a joke or, like, something, you know, positive, but, like, I got to the point where, like, that was, like, most of the comments that I got were people being negative. And it was really weird to see that happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when you were about to leave, like a lot of people were just overreacting.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, did you see the comments in there of like people like begging me not to leave the channel? It was kind of weird.
yeah, I saw it.
I didn't know people ever cared so much about my videos like that before.
You'd be surprised. All right.
Yeah, it was weird. Um,
I'll do
see
one
what
more
was
mission, and then we'll call it a morning or night, whatever.
yeah, like I remember I was reading through and I got this comment of this guy who had been watching me for a full year and he had never commented before, and he was saying that like my videos were therapeutic for him and that they got him through like a lot of rough times, and that's like that's like one of the best things that I can ever hear from someone who, you know, was into my videos. Like, if I improved your life in any significant way, then I did my job, you know.
Yeah. I don't like to think that I'm special or anything like that, but I'm glad that I had an effect on you as a person, even if it wasn't much, but it's something.
Yeah. I'm looking at anime right now, and I'm just realizing how many cute girls go to the beach and play in swimsuits shows there are. There's a lot of them. There's a lot.
Gee, I wonder why. Or I don't know. It's just Moai. It's the thing.
Well, part of me is really connected to like the aesthetic of being an anime fan, but I feel like so much of it is just rooted in like shallow desires, you know.
Oh,
Um,
definitely, definitely.
it feels like you're connected to something that's almost meant to be spiritual, but it just isn't. It's really gross in some ways. Uh, I don't know. Maybe I'm overanalyzing it, but there's some parts of the anime fandom that I think about, like how I'm so into them, and I just have to scratch my head where it's like, why am I doing this? You know?
Mm, yeah, I know that feeling.
Oh.
Uh,
I'm just I'm just DZ dog with the furry fandom all over again.
mm-hmm. Those were some some weird times in my life.
Yeah, YouTube had some weird times in my life. But I'm ready to, if anything, I'll still be like posting blog posts on my anime list. I don't think I'm ever gonna stop doing that. But like in general, enough is enough at a certain point.
Yeah.
Change email. In the snow. How did you feel about Christmas after it happened and New Year's? Because I haven't spoken to you since then. So,
Oh yeah.
did you have a good New Year's?
Yeah, I did.
That's good. Yeah, I've just been trying to figure out where I want this year to go. Who do I want to be in 2019? And so most of my time since the ball dropped has just been trying to figure that out. And so far, I've made a lot of changes. So that's good.
I still don't feel like. I know it's just the beginning of the year, but I still don't feel like I've done much, I guess, progress or brainstorming on trying to change. But I want to actually change and do something different.
Yeah, I think trying to have a goal that strives to help others should always be like one of the most important things that we have. Of course, that's just my opinion, but like I think it's important to have ideals like that. Also, I'm reading through the comments on my on the last videos that I made, and this guy commented, "Imagine being such a baby that," or he actually says they. YouTube comments get to you. You deserve to die if this is your mindset. Earth should not be home to cowards of the soul. Jeez.
What? Did Neuros
Yeah.
attack you?
If it was Neuros, it would be funny.
Yeah.
But this guy's just straight up mean. Like, and if he actually watched the other video, he would realize the reason I left wasn't because of comments. Like, I said in this video that a couple comments said to leave the channel up instead of deleting it. Not that comments made me want to delete it. If he just, like, paid attention, he wouldn't have just been an asshole. Like, I don't know why. I don't understand why people have to be like that sometimes.
Anonymity, I guess.
But there's still people who you're being mean to. Like, that's the thing.
I know. I guess sometimes you just forget about that. I mean, I don't get why, but
I mean, comments. I don't think it's wrong to be upset by comments sometimes. Like, sometimes people just are bothered by stuff other people says, and no. Choose an account.
Oh, jeez, we gotta go all the way over here, and there's no fast travel in this game. I forgot to mention. Okay.
Oh boy.
Thank you, game.
No,
I don't care. Don't talk to me, please. Okay.
Oof. DZ Dog gets edgy live on stream.
I get meaner every day.
Nihilism Cast featuring DZ Dog.
That's right, guys. There's no god. Shove bananas in your ass.
What?
TJ Kirk.
I've never heard that quote of TJ Kirk before.
That's what he did for.
He did that?
Yeah.
Huh.
That was like a
I,
big thing. It's on
I don't.
Encyclopedia Dramatica.
I didn't know that. Um, but yeah, I remember being into TJ Kirk's videos. A long time ago. I don't know. He was kind of an important person to this platform, I think.
Yeah, he was for his, moments of fame.
TJ Kirk is my favorite YouTuber. Oh dear.
I'm sorry to hear that. If an actual person thinks that he's like an inspiration.
I think a lot of people were inspired by TJ Kirk.
Oh yeah, definitely, actually. Like, in the, I guess, skeptic community, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is why I need to become a skeptic.
Go for it. It's starting to, that position's starting to open up. A lot of people are kind of leaving that community.
Which means it'll only get worse as time goes on. I can come in with I don't know what I would come in with.
Like, what would be your character?
Yeah. Maybe I could pretend to be Russian.
Okay.
The Russian skeptic.
Perfect.
And then
now you just need a suit for your little avatar.
Oh no!
I don't know if I'm still gonna make that video or not, talking about like some of the left-leaning people during like the skeptic fight or whatever you want to call it.
I mean, people have talked about that so many times at this point.
Yeah. Well, it's not about the skeptics themselves. It was just about the their opposition, I guess.
But all the skeptics have talked about their opposition.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll mull it over. I probably won't end up making it because I don't really have much to say.
Yeah. I don't know. When it comes to videos like that, usually I feel like they aren't worth it just because, it's something everybody has said. So unless you can put your own unique spin on it, then usually it's not worth making.
It's like the nearest Q video. I made the first freaking commentary, and now everyone's gonna be making them probably soon. Now that he's back.
Yeah. Wait, you did the first commentary on him?
For his new video, yeah. And then this other girl made one.
This other girl, DZ Dog confirmed trans. Woo!
That's right. I was able to mimic a little 17 plus slash 20-year-old girl's voice. She like sounds really young. Like I must be just a really amazing ventriloquist or impressionist.
The most talented voice manipulator in the world.
That's right.
I have to be very careful about saying that trans is a mental illness around people because I have a lot of trans friends, so I have to be very careful.
Well,
because
for your friends, they'll understand, but you know how people are nowadays.
Yeah, gotta be careful. Not everyone is as willing to accept people who come from different backgrounds as as you or me are, It's one of those things where some people are uncomfortable by people saying certain things. And I mean, everybody is. It's just the way that they do it is very extreme.
Yeah.
I need to watch One Piece again.
I heard it's gotten really good, actually.
Yeah, the episodes are in the 800s at this point. I feel like that would take a very long time to watch.
I'm probably just gonna start off where I left off. I think I'm trying to think, when did I stop watching? I want to say after they got Brooke, like kind of before the time skip.
I have to start at 1999. Oh, jeez.
I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of anime nowadays, aside from like maybe some short stuff or like OVAs, stuff like that.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, those ones usually are like some of the best that anime has to offer.
Oh no, I'm starting to yawn. I was like about to yawn and I stifled it.
Hmm. I think I'm actually probably going to head off of here because I do have other things to do with
Okay,
the
that's
night.
fine. I'll
So
probably end it off as soon as I like whatever get to a
hmm.
stopping point.
Yeah, I think the lesson we've all learned here is be responsible with your YouTube account. Don't let it consume you, and have fun with what you're doing. But if you feel like you don't need it anymore, or if you feel like you don't want to say anything
Then just
anymore, then
leave, just go.
yeah, there's no reason to keep doing it. The views and the money, you can get those things at a normal job and have it probably be more reliable if this is something you don't like doing. No. So
Yeah.
just remember, uh, have caution. Think about what all this means, for you and for your future, for your goals. And I had to learn this the hard way. All right, D.
Okay.
Hope you have a good year. Hope you have a good rest of the year.
You too.
Mhm. I'll see
Okay.
you later.
Later, man. All right, everyone, and yeah, I'm probably gonna end this off soon. If anyone's still watching, I just gotta get to a spot where I can just save, or I'm not being attacked by everything. This game has a ridiculously high encounter rate. Okay, here we go. Nope, never mind. Seriously, come on, guys. Like, as soon as I kill these guys, more are gonna spawn. Just the same bandits. Just different outfits and randomly generated weapons. Look how many are there. Oh my gosh. Already one of our guys is dead. Thank you for holding him. Alright. More guys, of course. Someone get that gold. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Now I can end this off. Alright, well, thank you for your time, and I hope you guys have a good year. Have a good, productive year, and God bless.